All right. My name is Miss Beneshberger, and this is Mr. G, and we are excited to present to you today about class registration for the 2026-2027 school year at Bellevue High.
So this is just a quick outline of the counseling team at Bellevue High School. So you know who to contact if you have questions. You can see our alphabet breakdowns and by last name.
All right, so we always like to include a slide about graduation requirements so you can make sure that you're kind of tracking yourself for graduation. So you need 24 credits to graduate, and they need to be in specific areas. So 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 3 years of science, and so on and so forth. You can see on the screen. There are other graduation requirements as well, including a 2.0 cumulative GPA, 40 hours of community service that can start the summer after your 8th grade year, Washington State history, which is typically done in grades 7 and 8 in our district. But if you weren't here for one or both of those years, then you might still need to take it. Graduation pathway, which is a state standard for math and English, which can be met through the Smarter Balance state test, or there are multiple other ways. You can ask your counselor if you have questions about that. And then also your high school and beyond plan, which is a collection of different tasks and schoolings that you'll need to submit every year. So that'll be something that you'll be working on and submitting around May or June this year. If you want to know more about your unique credits, you can see in your student view account, and your counselor can also review them with you. And it's in the documents tab as well as in the course history.
Okay, so diving into our different core subject areas. Again, all students need 4 credits of English, so it's expected that you take English each year. After honors freshman comp, students get to choose which route they would like to go, and there are arrows that point. Classes with a C mean college in the high school, so you can earn college credit while you're still taking classes in high school.
For math, the order is Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. So everybody might be in a different grade when you take that, kind of depending on your math trajectory. After Algebra 2, it kind of becomes choose your own adventure. So we want you to take math every year that you're in high school. And after Algebra 2, you can kind of decide which route you want to go. I would definitely talk to your Algebra 2 teacher if you have questions about which might be a good fit for you. I would say pre-calculus is the most rigorous or most challenging core math class that we offer after Algebra 2. You might also notice there's a star or asterisk next to it, which means it's weighted a little bit heavier. So instead of it being 1 credit for the whole school year, it's actually 2 credits, which means it's going to hit your GPA twice as much as one of the other classes. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're registering. Lots of different options. So please just be mindful of which class is the best fit for you and know that you can kind of go a couple different paths. So definitely talk to your teacher if you have questions.
For our science courses, all students have to take biology and chemistry. And then after they've finished both of those courses, they can pick any of the other courses on this list.
Social studies. So in 9th grade, you probably took foundations or AP Human Geography, maybe one of our other social studies electives. 10th grade, Modern World History or AP Modern World History. 11th grade, US History, AP US History. 12th grade, Civics or AP Gov. So that is the trajectory, remembering that many of those are specifically required for graduation. We do have a lot of amazing social studies electives, which are down there in the second half of the slide. So I would definitely encourage you to check some of those out. We have a brand new class next year called Asian American Studies. It's going to be a semester-long class. Sounds like it's going to be really great. Also, AP African American Studies was a class that we started offering a couple years ago that has been really popular. So definitely encouraging folks to kind of think about some of these other electives that might be great to add to your schedule.
All students are required to take 2 credits of a world language. On the left-hand side, we have classes that we offer in person, and we also have online options, Arabic and Korean. And then if you speak a language already at home, other than English, you can also take the language competency exam and get your credits that way.
All right, lots of fine arts options. You might remember that you need 2 credits to graduate. So there are a lot of really great classes that you can take. Remember, the asterisk means it's weighted just a little bit heavier. So just kind of keeping that in mind when you're thinking about your GPA and whatnot. And just making sure you're taking some classes because we have some really great ones in the art department.
Same goes for our CTE classes. All students need at least 1 credit of CTE. We have a new one next year, AP Business with Personal Finance.
And then for PE, so students need 1.5 credits of PE to graduate. 9th graders take Foundations of Fitness and Sports, so that should be kind of already out of the way. And then you'll need 1 more semester after that. So lots of awesome semester-long PE classes to choose from there. Also, health is a graduation requirement in addition to PE. That's typically taken in grade 10 to semester-long class. So don't forget to choose that for next year, our 10th graders.
We also have other electives that don't quite fit into our other categories. So feel free to check these out. Check the course catalog if you want to learn more. Exploring Mindfulness was a new one this year that students really enjoyed. We also have an academic coach program where 11th and 12th graders can become assistants in classrooms for 9th and 10th graders.
And remember, when you're thinking about your courses, we're always going to tell you this. It's just thinking about balance, right? Because you're not just in school, right? You have other things that you do outside of school, whether it's sports, clubs, things with your family, whatever it is. So just thinking about how many hours are in the day and how many hours you have for homework, and don't forget to sleep and all these other things. So just think about your classes very carefully. You want to make sure you're making thoughtful choices, that you have a balance, that you're not just totally maxed out and stressed out. We do want you to explore your interests. I think high school can be a really fun time to try something new, in a really safe environment, to just try something you maybe never knew you might like, and to just kind of become more well-rounded. But remember that moderation is the key, and please don't just take, the hardest classes you can find in every single subject, because that just leads to a lot of tears and a lot of stress.
Speaking of those hard classes, advanced placement is not the only way to show that you can handle advanced coursework. There are also classes that just have multiple levels that you can progress through. You can take classes that you have to apply for. And then again, you can take those classes where you can also earn college and the high school credit.
Some of these other classes that can be really awesome ways to explore different things is through the WANIC program. So this is for 11th and 12th graders only. So we have our auto program here at Bellevue High, which is great. It's 3 hours, so it takes up a big chunk of your day. And then there's other programs at other high schools in our district where we kind of share. So you're able to apply to go there. It is based on a lottery system. So if a program is quite popular, you are not guaranteed to get into it, but definitely register for it if you're interested. You can pick, most of these have a morning or an afternoon session, so you can pick which one you want to do. And you just pick these in Student View as if you're picking your other classes. And we'll show you that at the end of this. But these are some really awesome programs. They do take up a big chunk of your day, and you will need a travel period between if you are going to one of these other high schools. So just kind of be thinking about that to make sure you have enough room for the other credits you need. If you have more questions about these programs, I would recommend meeting with Ms. Hansen, our college and career advisor up in the library. She has some really great information about the different programs.
We also partner with surrounding technical colleges for some other WANIC programs. So these are not through the Bellevue School District high school system, but you can still get high school credit for these classes. This application is separate, so you do need to apply for these on your own. The application just opened, and there's a link for it on this slide.
And if you're interested in Running Start, again, this is 11th and 12th grade only. There was a mandatory information session February 4th. It was recorded on Teams, so you're still able to watch that. If you're interested, watch the info session, follow all the steps in the info packet. And then once you've applied and followed all those steps, then make an appointment with your counselor and your parent or guardian in April. And you still need to register for your Bellevue High classes in Synergy anyway. We will drop them for you once you are registered at the college.
When it comes to choosing your classes, just be mindful of which classes you're choosing. We do build our final master schedule based on student choice. So if not enough students sign up to take a class, we won't offer it. And then if 100 students sign up to take another one, we'll know exactly how many sections of that class to open. Along with this, it should be recognized that while you are requesting your courses, you're not guaranteed placement in those classes. So please choose a bunch of alternates so that should you not get your requests, you do have backup classes that we can place you in. If there are not enough alternates, you may end up in a class that you did not choose.
This is an example of a planning sheet. You do not have to turn these in, but this can be helpful when you're kind of going through things. Some people like to do stuff on paper. You can also do this electronically just to kind of keep yourself organized when you're thinking about what classes to take.
This is how you register. You'll register through Synergy. So you'll click course request on the side, and then there's a blue button to add or change your course requests. You'll then have to search for your classes. You might have to search a couple of different ways in order to get the class to pop up. And then once it does, you choose either add request to add it into your requests, or you choose add alternate to add it into your alternates. It's recommended that all students make sure that they are requesting 7 periods for both semesters. If you're a junior and senior and you would like an open period, then you only need to request for 6 periods both semesters. And again, please make sure you register for a full schedule and that you add plenty of alternates so that if you don't get one of your requests, which is not guaranteed, we have other things to put you in.
And this is a snapshot of kind of an overview of the calendar. So you're all getting this information today, and then it's kind of due staggered depending on your grade. So we are going to start meeting with 9th graders really soon this week, then 10th graders the week after, and then 11th graders after that. So we want our 9th and 10th graders, current 9th and 10th graders, to have your registrations in by March 9th. current 11th graders and 8th graders done by the 23rd. So we want you all to have everything done by then. And then if you're not done by the 30th of March, we will pick your classes for you. So you have to be done by the 30th. So priority, I would say 9th and 10th, March 9th, and then 11th, March 23rd. But if you're not done by the 30th, we will pick all your classes for you and it will be random.
Resources to please use when you are registering. First, talk to your teachers, ask what recommendations they have based on your own ability. Check the course catalog where you can read descriptions of each of the courses. We also have web pages and an elective fair, as well as some elective videos that some of our teachers have made.
And make sure you're checking your email and checking out your school counselor's grade level teams for different announcements, reminders, just really good way to stay connected. So hopefully that you got some great information in this video. You can always rewatch it, and we are excited to talk with you more about registration.